Brothers and sisters, comrades and friends, my name's Cuba Libre and welcome back to Mark of the Ninja. Mark of the Ninja. Let's move on to level 9, A Blade at His Neck, the final level of this area, where we teach Karajan a lesson. At this point, absolutely nothing exciting to buy. So I guess we buy these. Is that what I do? Yes. I almost never use these. They're insects. They eat corpses quickly and quietly. They eat live people.
Karajan has barricaded himself in his tower, and from what I overheard, 2 separate guards have the keys to get in. We need to find both of them.
Okay. They eat live people loudly and slowly. So, in my opinion, not nearly as useful as terror darts.
He's got the first key. Take him out quietly and grab the key. Or I suppose you could just lift it from his pocket.
Losing terror points is never worth it, and getting rid of bodies quickly is almost never necessary. You can usually get rid of them on your own. Here I'm waiting to drop down and lockpick this dude, because he looks back very quickly. You have to wait until just after he looks back to do it quickly enough. And now these terror darts come into play. Oh god, it's so handy. And then he stumbles right back into his own death. God, that shit is so slick. That was a pretty nice move, if I do say so myself. So one of the seals on this level is to pickpocket the 2 guards. So regardless of whether you plan on killing them eventually, you have to pickpocket them both.
We found more soon, but this time we used it with honor. Today, only students, not masters, receive the mark, because we deny them, and we control them. Still, I wonder, do the tattoos make one mad, or simply dangerous? I see no difference between the 2.
So scrolls becoming more and more ominous vis-a-vis the madness implied by the, not implied, imposed, made by the tattoos. So here you go, I died once on this because I'm an idiot. But once you get it, it's not so bad. It's all about just using the moving things to block the lasers to get around and flip all the switches. So you may ask yourself, why flip that switch in the middle that changed the lasers from the left side to the right side? I don't have any answers for you. I assume it's so you can drop down here to the 3rd floor, I guess. But if you really cared to, you could just as easily run all the way to the right side and then down. I guess it's just slightly easier this way. And this is the only difficult thing in the whole level. These lasers down here actually shoot up, which if you're not paying much attention, can catch you off guard, which might have been what happened the first time I did this. Maybe. It's possible.
What you did not earn, you must not take, for our theft brings out the jackal. The master lays bricks. His students are judged. Our castle is strong.
So here again you saw I got the 2nd and 3rd scrolls. I have no idea what that means. I don't know why they're marked that way. Again, it's idiosyncratic. Normally, as I said before, the scrolls are sort of in the order that you can find them. Now there's another optional seal on this level, which is to get smelled by the 3 dogs. And you will see that that becomes an annoying issue here in a moment. I also totally blew a smoke bomb on that bullcrap. Even though it totally said the guy was going to be in the radius, he totally wasn't. And I threw one here, knowing the dog would walk into it as well, so. But he didn't actually. I had to punch him into it, at which point it allowed me to do the automatic kill, which is how I know he finally was affected by it, because you can only do that automatic kill on the disabled enemies, and he was disabled because of the gas. I don't know either. Whatever. Woo! Just barely made the lightning there. So what I wanted to do here was break the light, because it's going to be impossible to take those guys out without lights operational. But they're going to have to stop being distracted before I can actually do anything. So I go ahead and break the light and then run away. Same thing with that. There'd be no way to get past that guy with the light on. He's just staring right at it, not moving. Now, pay attention to that dog, and keep him in mind, because that's going to be a problem for us later. So what I want to do is take out this level so I can loop back around and kill the other guy on the level below me. Because remember, the one on the left was in the light, but the one on the right was in the dark. Notice that this dog totally sees me. And I totally take him out. So you would think that counts for him smelling me. Not so.
Years of darkness. Only when the Sunni was nearly gone did the madness stop. Under Ottoman, who wrote these poems, we bound ourselves to a code of honor.
Gluttony, lust, and rage enslave us. Our appetites make us unwell.
Why don't I just let the remaining guard see the guard's corpse in the lightning, run outside and me kill him? Beats me. Instead I'll make a cool jump. Oh, oops. So I think that's the first time I've done that in this game. So pro tip, though there may not be fall damage, there are still bottomless pits on the sides of the levels. You don't want to fall on those. So this time I just do the right thing. Distract him with the guard and take him out, instead of climbing all the way around for no reason. More elite guards, free 1,000 points, man, as long as you got the items for it. It's beautiful. Beautiful.
Did I hear something?
You definitely did not hear anything. Luckily, the smoke actually obscured his vision as he looked down, which is what it's supposed to do. So, that I pretty much lucked out on that one. Gotta get where you're going in between the lightning flashes. But now it's easy because I purposely wait for this guy to walk on the right side of the obstacle, so that when I hide behind it again and the other guy sees the body in the lightning flash, he will have to walk past me. What I don't want him to do is stop short so that I can't attack him from the obstacle, and he bends down and calls in the alert without me ever getting a chance to get behind him.
There's the guard with the other key. I almost feel bad for him. Almost.
That's a situation we're going to have to deal with in a second here. But first off, elite guard, by himself, got an item. Easy money. as John Connor would say. So remember, the easy way to do this would be to kill everyone, and the easy way to kill everyone would be to attract everyone right over top of me and kill them all with that big old chandelier in the middle. The problem is that I need to pickpocket this dude. So I need him to stay blissfully unaware of me killing these two dudes on the left.
Listen. We'll see what that noise was over there.
So this is awesome. Distracted, two terrors just killing each other, but see, if the guy dies, can't pickpocket him no more. So that would be the easy and high point way to do it, although you also get 1,000 points for pickpocketing, so at the end of the day, who knows how many. I'm too lazy to calculate it, and I'm not trying for the leaderboards or nothing here. So instead I had to be a little more creative, a little more finicky. First of all, there's too many lights, so
I heard something.
I need to blow the left and center lights, because otherwise those guys will totally see me.
There's the guard to the other.
Or I can just be super quick
I feel bad for him.
and get both of them while they're facing the other way. That's good because the center light distracted the key carrying guy. So not having to destroy the center light means he'll just stay put, and he's super easy to pickpocket. Notice the final dog. Notice that I allow him to sniff me. Notice that it says only 2 out of 3. At this point I already know, shit, I'm gonna have to go back and get that other dog. But I decide to keep moving for now. I will, however, get a free restock of my items. Don't mind if I do. Now this is Karajan's actual keep. This is the last area that he's in. And there's all kind of ways to go. It's pretty cool. You can get all the way around it by just going over the top. And you can go in the left side, you can go in the right side. There's a basement, there's floors, there's towers that you need to go up. It's a really cool environment. Might be an overall just texture and amount of interest. It might be the coolest environment of the game. The ones later on get more gimmicky, although there's still some cool level designs, but I just really like, again, I really like the whole castle, guards, machine guns, dogs, lasers thing. I think that's the game at its strongest, and this level epitomizes that. It's also the last one like it, so enjoy. After this, it starts getting a little more gimmicky. You might be surprised to know there's probably a whole third of the game left. I mean, Karajan's been the target this whole time, but even though it's probably 2/3 of the game, it's only about, it's like 10% of the plot. All the plot is backloaded, which is interesting. I don't necessarily disagree with that as a narrative device. It pretty much takes you as a character this long to figure out what's going wrong with the situation.
There's Karajan, hiding like a coward while his guards do the fighting.
So this is one of the few places in the game where it doesn't actually tell you what you need to do, which is really cool, actually. I like that a lot. You just end up going where you can, but I like having to figure it out myself. So to begin, you need to go up the 2 tall towers, and they're each sort of like little laser puzzles. At the top of each there's a switch that opens a strong door, like a vault door. That leads to a generator in the basement. When you bust the generator, that opens the final vault door that Karajan's hiding behind. Plus, no, we'll talk about that when we get there. Karajan's not happy about this. Now notice, if you're ghosting, you're going to need to use a lot of smoke bombs, because there's lots of areas that have lasers that you can't get past, or you're going to need to do a whole lot of backtracking to go and sneak into ways that aren't covered by lasers. Here we go, onto the second tower. This one I'm like, okay, no. Don't exactly take the time I need to examine the angles that the lasers end up at. So I'll be fine right here. No. But now I got the hang of it. They go all the way up, then twist to the horizontal. Now, if I just make it to the top, we'll be done. Oh god, no, why? Oh god, no, why? I don't know why I let this in, I just thought it was funny. It's kind of Super Meat Boyish in me. Figuring out each hazard, each variation of hazard, one after the other, quickly, and without any foresight whatsoever. Instead of anticipating what's going to kill me, I just let it kill me and then memorize it.
I know what you want. Anything. Just spare me.
I notice it's another unavoidable laser here, so I decided to go drag that same body that I used on the right hand side all the way over here to get through that laser, so I have access to that main foyer in the front of the keep. This turns out to be an extraordinarily bad idea, and you will see why later, but keep this little corpse here in mind. It becomes very important. Well, not very important, but somewhat important later on. You'll notice not too many guards, considering this is the stronghold of Karajan. This is the front hallway, however. This is what you face if you come in straight up. Quite intimidating, basically impenetrable. The sniper alone makes it sort of impossible to get through. But when you come from the back end, 3 points, man. 3 points. Alright, so I've actually cleared out everything I can. Now to move on to that generator.
If we shut off that generator, we'll bring down the lasers, and then nothing will stand between us and Karajan.
Now if I really cared, I could grab that one corpse that I left on that ledge that I told you to remember and down here, but it's set up so that you can get past it with pure acrobatics. Oh, except that. So you noticed, even though I can get close enough to the generator to activate the prompt, when I actually hit the button to break it, you slide into a more central position, which is where the game wants you to be for the animation, and then right into the laser. It's pretty bullcrap, but there you go. Alright.
I need more men in here now.
So now the way to Karajan is open, but there's a bunch of patrolling, angry guards. So at this point, I decide, alright, I'm going to go back, I'm going to let that last dog smell me, and then I'm going to come back and deal with this. Now the problem is, for the dog to smell you, he has to have his smell radius active. That only happens when he's not distracted, if you'll remember. So I need to somehow... Ooh, bait. Bait. So easy. But the problem is, there's that guard facing this sleeping dog. So if I need to wake up the dog, which requires him to be distracted, then I need to wait out his distraction so that he goes back to his normal patrol so he can smell me. So I toss the guard off the cliff. I use the light to distract the dog and wake him up. Now I'm just waiting around for him to be done. I toss the guard off the cliff because if the dog sees the guard's corpse, it will distract him again. There, now I got the smell. Congratulations for me. It's still 2 out of 3 because I had to replay the level, but rest assured I went and got that third dog the same way you saw before. So now let's head back here. Just busted the generator. Now, look at that guy right there. He patrols all the way to the left where I keep that corpse. So there's actually many retries where I don't understand. He just patrols over to the left, he finds that corpse I left there under that laser, and then calls in an alarm. So I had to, when I reloaded the checkpoint, I had to rush to kill that guy, because not only did I have to get him before he got all the way to the left and find the corpse, I had to get him before he got to that motion detector, because I had no way to get through it. There's a sniper covering the top now, you can't go over top of it anymore. So I had to move basically as fast as possible to catch the guy the second before he went into the motion detector. And I sort of set myself up for that, although in my defense, I didn't know a bunch of dudes were going to come out, I didn't know he was going to have that exact patrol path. So in a certain sense it's bullshit, but whatever. I had no idea that elite guard was there, but luckily I saw him coming, so I can move out of the way, and then once again, disable and kill. Simple. If only I could have made it over here, I could have killed him, without distracting him, I could have killed him with the chandelier, but that's actually a lot fewer points when you think about it. 600 for the object kill, as opposed to 250 plus 800 for the item plus stealth kill. So if you have the items available, it's actually not worth it. Okay, so this sniper is directly covering the entrance to Karajan's little hidey hole. And unfortunately I can't jump over him because he's pointing up. So I actually have to go all the way around, up the leftmost tower, and take this alternate route down the tower. When I was exploring at the beginning, I couldn't even figure out a reason why this route would exist, because it's empty and it just leads you to that foyer, which you can get to anyway. It seems like it literally exists in order to get you behind this one sniper, which is interesting. But if you know about the route, it's easy. You end up right above him. You can just drop down and kill him. Just to make sure his laser's aiming somewhat away from me, so I don't animate into it, which has been a problem lately. Now one sniper does remain back above that big motion sensor where I had that problem with the patrolling guy. But you know what, I have plenty of points, so fuck him. Let's finish this. Unfortunately, sir, he is not gone. Thus ends the reign of Karajan. What an ignominious death. But there's a coda. What's this?
Wait, what is this junk from Hessian doing here? I'd understand if Azai brought back some treasure, but what is this armor? Why did he bring back guns? We weren't just sent to kill Karajan. We were sent to steal from him. Did Azai make you accept the mark for this? Have you thought about not killing yourself? Yes, I know. You'd bring shame on yourself and your clan. But is that worse than a wrongful grave?
My suspicions were right. Azai has lied to us. I have gone to the greenhouse near Tabriz to set things straight. Go with honor. But watch yourself, Dasar.
Please, you must spare yourself. At least until we know what's really going on.
You have saved us all. You defeated our enemies. And now we have their weapons and their technology.
Azai didn't save us from Hessian. He'll warp everything we stand for.
The time has come. Stop him! He must not get away.
But you do, without incident. It's actually really easy to get away. But whatever. So there you go, we've been used by Azai this whole time to get guns and shit. I actually don't necessarily see why that's such a bad thing. In fact, I will have a pretty big talk to you at the end of this game about the plot, which actually ends up pretty interesting. But right now it's throwing this twist at you in a kind of straightforward way. Ah, we were being used, and now we must set things right. So we are ducking out of here. But as you can see, all 9 seals, level 9 down, Karajan dead, and from now on we're on the run from our own ninjas. So, I will see you next time. Hope you enjoyed, and see you next mission.